God, Ethan Klein is so annoying, bro. I've talked about Ethan here and there, and I've been pretty quiet lately just because I don't really want my channel to be solely focused on Ethan or anything. And I don't want to necessarily talk about him when it's just drama shit. There are simply other things happening in the world, and I would rather spend time talking about them than giving any energy to Ethan Klein. But you will likely get a video like this every now and again, where I sit down for a moment and talk about Ethan's recent behavior because he annoys me. He's annoying. Seeing his behavior is very annoying and very frustrating. And this is my outlet. I avoided covering Ethan's big crash out over the holiday weekend where he was going after multiple different people, but there's been a couple posts from him recently that I wanted to talk about and a few other things, so let's just get into it. First thing up, because I thought this was really weird, I guess he decided to bring on Ian's boxing coach for Creator Clash, who came on with his wife or his partner or whatever, I guess. It seemed like they were there to promote their business for the most part, which is whatever. It was just a weird act on Ethan's part to bring him on in general. I don't know what he was necessarily expecting. He's very much scraping the bottom of the barrel for anything. He's pulled at every single thread possible at this point, and he's run out of ideas. But he still wants to attack Ian and Anissa. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was to do with a post Hassan made. The point of Hassan's tweet being that no state has a right to exist. Ethan responded because, of course he did. And then another creator, Overzealots, responded, whose videos I absolutely recommend. And he basically says that no state has the inalienable right to exist. It needs to justify its existence. But Ethan is too dense or too obtuse or too bad faith to actually analyze this point. And Ethan responds again. I just wanted to point out something that Ethan does quite a bit, and that's to separate himself from the pro Palestinian movement, except when it is convenient for him. Ethan says this: you guys always show your ass by rushing to defend a imbecilic scumbag for whatever small amount of clout you get from a retweet, who is turning your entire movement into a joke by making you all look like terrorist supporters. I can only assume here that when Ethan says your entire movement, he is referring to the pro Palestine movement. I'm not sure what else he would be referring to here. So, why is Ethan separating himself from being pro Palestine? He does this all the time. He refers to people who are pro Palestine, who are anti Zionists, as some separate group from him. But he claims to be pro Palestine all the time. That is what he claims. And yet, every single chance he has, he puts distance between himself and the pro Palestine movement. So, once again, I will say this: Ethan Klein is not pro Palestine. Ethan Klein is a Zionist, and genocide is not a deal breaker for him. I think Ethan can't have it both ways. He can't claim to be pro Palestine and continue to separate himself from the movement at every turn, because ultimately, at the end of the day, Ethan clearly struggles with the fact that he doesn't feel like he belongs in the pro Palestine movement because he knows he is not pro Palestine. So he has to find a way to separate himself from the movement, from this group, and he only uses it as a shield when people attack him for being supportive of Israel or not critical enough of Zionism and Israel and the genocide in general. And that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. It really bothers me how Ethan gets so much grace still, I feel like. I feel like there are a lot of people who still think Ethan could come back to the light side, so to speak. But as far as I'm concerned, Ethan Klein has shown at every turn that he is a racist, bigoted, idiotic piece of shit. He's not a good person. He's not. I hope that he can grow and change and get better, genuinely, because I genuinely think that he should for his family, for his children. I don't think this is good behavior to model for his children, and I don't think this is healthy behavior to model for his children. It'll probably be a minute before I talk about Ethan Klein again, unless he does something particularly egregious, which is possible, but for the time being, the Ethan Klein embargo is back on. That's everything I have for you today, so thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you as always. Do me a favor and leave the video a like for me, and let me know your thoughts down below. How do you feel about Ethan? What do you think? I think he's very much scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to Ian and Anissa at this point. He'll move on to his next target soon enough, but we'll see. Let me know what you think down below. And maybe do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for me. Take care of yourself. Free Palestine. And goodbye.